back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing, gorgeous, abundant day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I found and developed my spiritual gifts. Now, I talked a little bit about this over on TikTok, and I decided to just make an entire YouTube video about it because I don't think I ever made a YouTube video on it. So in this video, not only are you going to learn about what spiritual gifts are, you're going to learn what mine are and how you can also develop it. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and turn on my post notifications so you won't miss a video from me. Let's hop into this horror. I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I do have like the notes and stuff, and I can do that now. I can look down at the phone now. Ooh, but okay. So what are spiritual gifts? Spiritual gifts are gifts that you either are born with or the divine grace you with. Now, I personally believe that every single person on this earth is born with some type of spiritual ability, spiritual gift. Other people call it different, but we're spiritual girlies on this channel. So it's spiritual. Okay. So yes, that's what it is. And as you connect with yourself, with the divine, with your higher self, you can build these gifts and accumulate it and use it in your everyday life. So the way I love to use my gifts is to, one, give you guys spiritual services. So I do offer tarot readings, and if you guys would like a tarot reading from me, go to the link down in the description box because I offer it, and it's so fun to do. And the funny thing about it is, even in my birth chart, y'all know I'm into astrology, so even in my birth chart, there's a placement I have. I think it's an 8th house Neptune and Capricorn, something. I'll put it on the screen. And that placement in my chart makes me psychic as well. Like it gives me like psychic abilities. I wouldn't say it gives me psychic abilities, but where I was born, I was prone to have psychic abilities. So this has always been my calling, if you know. But yeah, you can use it to help other people down their path. You can use it to make sure that you're being guided down the right path, as well as receive downloads from spirit, from your ancestors, from your higher self. You can also use it to interpret dreams, sometimes even predict the future, or like manifest your desires. So like, say for instance, you want to know about a decision that you're making, seeing if that decision is a good decision. You can do a tarot reading and see what insight your ancestors have for you, you yourself have for you, like your inner world. They can come through those tarot readings, through those messages. So yeah, that's a couple of benefits that having spiritual gifts and accumulating and growing them can do for you. Now, there are a plethora, I don't know how to say it. Probably it is plethora. A plethora. I think it's a plethora. Sorry. There's a plethora of... I don't psych myself out. There's so many gifts in this world, but the ones I'm going to talk about in this video is the ones that I have. Okay? So let's get into it. Now, I have a lot of spiritual gifts, and honestly, it's not separate for me. I use them all at once, if it makes sense. I'm gonna stop doing it myself. It makes sense. I said it correctly. So I use them all at once. So I'm the type of person that just really goes by experience, and I don't know the words to half the shit that I be doing. Like, I didn't know that energy work was like called energy work. I was just like, oh, I tap into my spirituality, or I feel my energy spread outward. Like, girl, you're doing energy work. So that's the type of person I am. But I just find out I didn't just find out, I kind of knew, but I just didn't need the label, if that makes sense. So these are the gifts that I currently have. I have a little bit of mediumship. So being a medium is, connecting with spirits. Maybe you can talk to other people's spirits, right? So it's one thing to connect with your ancestors and stuff, but it's a whole other thing to connect with other people's ancestors, feeling them, sensing them, seeing them, have them mount you. So in hoodoo, mounting means like, they possess you or ride you, things of that nature. So you know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like a slight mounting. Whenever I do readings for other people, I do sense their ancestors coming in and like speaking through me from them, and it's like I feel their energy. So they do a little bit of mounting. So yeah, I have slight mediumship. Another thing that I have is clairaudience, which is hearing voices. From time to time, I would hear like my ancestors calling my name, or maybe I'll hear some other entities trying to connect with me, talk with me, trying to coax me towards them. It's not the main gift I have, but it is a gift I do have, and I don't cultivate it because I just don't. If y'all been with me for a long time, y'all know I don't even play that. And if you're new, I just don't play that. So I did not cultivate that gift specifically, but as time goes on, it does cultivate. So another one that I have is clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is honestly the most common one, and that one is seeing images. So whenever I do tarot readings for people or whatever, I do meditation, I can see images in my head of, you know, what the tarot reading is talking about. So say if you're being protected, like if the protection card comes out, or a card that kind of signifies you're being protected, I can see an image in my head of like a white dove surrounding you. Maybe that white dove will be your ancestor. I can see an image of you just shining white light. So stuff like that, that's seeing images. And that is one that you can easily cultivate. Another one is clairsentience, which is recognizing feelings. I definitely can do that. I can definitely do that. It feels weird, but I'm taking a step back from doing that so much and only doing it when necessary. So when I do, once again, tarot readings is the main way I express my abilities aside from my everyday life and the things that I do. So whenever I do read for people, I can feel how they feel, their energy, what's going on, and that way, because I'm really into the 5 senses. So whenever I do anything, I do it with senses, I do it with feelings and emotions. So clairsentience, it makes sense that I have that. Another thing, or another ability that I have is claircognizance, which is knowing, an inner knowing. So it's like I don't have to, and that's probably one of my best abilities, my best gifts, because I do $10 tarot readings from time to time on Twitter. I do not even need your name. I do not even need your number. I don't need you to know what situation you're going through, but I would know what the fuck is happening with you because I just know. That's how good I am. That's how good I am. I'm just saying. So yeah, those are just some of the abilities I have. I'm pretty sure I have more, but I don't know. A few other abilities, one that I do know of is like dream interpretation. So there are people who can interpret dreams, and they're pretty awesome. I only interpret dreams through tarot readings, or sometimes I just ask my ancestors, I'm like, what you mean when you were having me chased by a bulldog? And they'll be like, oh, you're finna come into some money. Money? You couldn't have me $10 in a dream? So stuff like that, I can do that. So a lot of people want to know, how do you find yours? How do you find your gift? So for me personally, I found it and I cultivated it as time passed. So there were signs and there were synchronicities, and that's one thing you need to pay attention to. Signs of you sensing that you have a gift or you have an ability that's just not, you know, of this world, if that makes sense. So as time passed, these abilities start to grow, especially since tarot reading was one of my first ways to connect with that side and to build my abilities. So as I continued to do tarot readings, I continued to build up that skill, and that's where I am today, being able to read for others. And I've been doing it for 6 years. As a kid though, I would always sense the other world. Now I don't remember much about my childhood, but there are certain instances in my childhood where I was like, that's some supernatural shit. That's some occult shit. So since a kid, I had certain abilities, but I didn't know what that was because, you know, I was a Jehovah's Witness. I was raised Jehovah's Witness, so devil type shit, and I just made sure I stayed away. But yeah, I definitely had those abilities, and that is how I was able to find exactly what it was. So as time goes past, especially if you walk down your spiritual path and you start learning new things, you're going to start sensing what is what and then using them to your best abilities. So let's discuss and talk about how you can develop yours. So one way you can develop it is, I think this is the key. One of the key things you have to do to develop your skills is to trust in yourself. So if you do not trust in yourself, it's going to be very hard to open yourself up to this side and to progress further down your path, because this comes with trust. Because only you know how you work. Only you know how your gifts work. Nobody else can tell you, hey, this is this for you, this is that for you, because you know what is your reality, right? So you have to build up trust and strength within yourself. And that comes by validating yourself whenever you are expressing these abilities or expressing anything having to do with spirituality. You have to affirm, yes, this is my gift. Yes, I understand this is what it means. Yes, this is what this sign is. And as you continue to do so, you open a path with least resistance, and we're going to talk about that later on, but that is pretty much what you do. So definitely start trusting in yourself unapologetically, and don't allow other people's opinions to try to stop you and make you feel like an imposter, because it's super easy, especially if you're walking down this path. There are going to be naysayers and people who don't believe in this, which is okay, it's fine, but they're going to go out of their way to make sure you don't believe it either, but you know it's tea. Okay, all right. So next is connect with the divine and your higher self on a daily basis. Now, what this means is going to the altar and talking with your ancestors, maybe journaling out every single day or once a week, saying how much you are grateful for being here and connect with your higher self. Maybe slipping into meditation so you can connect with your other self, making sure that you're working on your chakras. So like, especially your third eye would be one way to start opening yourself up to these spiritual gifts, but you want to make sure you work on all 7 points. I think it's your roots, then it's your solar plexus, then it's your sacral, but it's your sacral, then your solar plexus, then it's your heart, and then it's your throat, and then it's your third eye, then it's your crown. So yeah, those 7 points, they're just 7 points of a whole ass of points in your body. So if you work on those and you work on those on a daily basis, so 1 chakra each day, I used to do that at the beginning, you're gonna get even closer to accessing and opening up your spiritual abilities, because when you work on your root chakra, you're gonna be able to ground yourself. And I do have a video on meditation explaining all these chakras and what they mean, and how I meditate. So you're going to be able to ground yourself so you can make sure that when these abilities come, it doesn't scare you, it doesn't put fear in you, because you're going to be seeing some shit. Sometimes, maybe your ability is seeing like spirits and entities around you. Maybe that's one of your abilities. And in order for you to decipher them, make sure that you're protected, make sure that you can handle this, you have to remain grounded. Working on your sacral chakra or sacral chakra, I don't know how to say it, that can help you tap into creativity, that can help you tap into expression and passion. Your solar plexus can help you tap into your confidence, your inner confidence, and this can help solidify your belief as well, because that's solar plexus, building confidence within yourself, or one of the things. Building on your heart, working on your heart chakra, this can open you up to love and compassion, and also opening you up to attracting gifts that can help other people and even help yourself, and not attract any entities that's going to try to take advantage of you, because that's going to be like a protection shield, personally, for me. Another thing is your throat, so that's going to help you speak out and speak with integrity, speak honestly, openly, and with like some oomph, with strength, with courage. Your third eye, that's going to be the thing that's going to connect you to the other side, the other world, the spiritual realm, that astral realm. That's what's going to be able to connect you with that. You're going to see shit that you wouldn't normally see if it was, I want to say closed off, but like, scattered. Not really, but scattered. And then your crown, this is going to make sure you are receiving clear and concise messages, that you are walking with clarity, and that there's no muck going on in here. So yeah, that's what I highly recommend for you. The next thing I want to talk about is releasing resistance. That is another main factor. That's another main key. You have to be open to this side. You have to be open to learning. You have to be open to growing. You have to be open to this being a possibility for you. So if there's any resistance within your heart, within your mind, within your soul, you have to actively work on releasing that resistance and walk a path of least resistance when it comes to your spirituality. Now, me personally, it took a couple of years for this to happen, especially over the last year. I have been like in this conflicting side. I was like, do I really have these spiritual gifts? And at the same time, I was like, yes, I do. So because I keep doing it. So you are going to have some part of you that knows that it's true, and you're going to keep acting on it, but then there's going to be that ego. It's going to be that other side of you, ego, saying, no, you don't. It's not real. It's not right. Don't let them win. Even if they feel like they did, do not let them win, because they're going to stop you from being your truest highest self. And now here I am, making sure that I'm expressing my gifts in the best way possible with kindness and helping you guys explore and find your paths as well. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't trust in myself and release any resistance and scarcity mindset and judgment and shame around this ability, and fear, especially fear of judgment, fear of things trying to attack me. And it's so funny because I always say that I'm always scared of like entities and stuff like that, but when they do come and they try to mess with me, I'm the bitchiest person in this world. I be snapping on them like they fucking kids. So at the end of the day, you're going to grow. You're going to get to where you need to be. Just allow yourself to release that resistance and to work on it. Last but not least, I highly recommend you become the embodiment of love. Yeah, love. So this means showing yourself the utmost and highest kindness and love as you grow these spiritual abilities. Doing it from a place of, you know, you wanting to grow and expand, and not from a place you have to do this because this must happen. Allow yourself to go with the flow. Allow yourself to be free as you walk this path. Do not put so much pressure on you for you to learn it quickly, for you to learn it at a certain time, for you to learn a certain ability. Allow yourself to just flow. And flow is abundance. Flow is love. So tap into that flow. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. I do have a couple of questions that you guys asked me, so I'm just gonna do a Q&A real quick. It's literally real quick, like it's only a few questions. The first question I have is, how can you tell when you're receiving messages from spirit or ancestors? It's really hard to explain. So this is where intuition comes in. First, you have to build your intuition to make sure you know when to decipher when it's your higher self, your spirit guides, and when it's ego. And the best way to decipher this is meditation. And that way, when you meditate, as you continue to do so, you're clearing your mind of any like clutter. That doesn't mean like you're purposely getting rid of thoughts, but you're allowing your thoughts to go in your head and pass through. With that, you're going to sense which is from your ancestors, which is from your guides, and which is from your higher self, and which is from your ego. And this is the way I decipher it. Ego is what you want. Ego is what you want, not what you need, what you desire. Ego is what you want and what you desire. That's ego. Ego is a little bit judgmental, a little shameful, always happy, always like ego is just up and down. That's ego. You know who ego is, because ego is you, or a part of you. I wouldn't say ego is you, but that's ego, right? Your higher self is that version of you who knows that you have to make the best decision possible, even if you do not want to make it in this moment, right? Ancestors, those are the one that gives you guidance. They don't talk like I am. They talk in like third person, right? They be like, oh, you want to do this? You want to do that? That's your ancestors, right? And depending on your gifts, you can either hear voices of your ancestors, you can see them, they can come through dreams. Like there's numerous ways. So highly recommend you guys work on your intuition, do that meditation, and figure out and decipher those three voices or those three beings within you. Okay. All right. Next is now that you know you have spiritual gifts, what usually is the next step to hone these gifts? So I just go about, I already talked about that in the beginning of the video, so we're not going to answer that. So how can I not lose sight of my inner goddess? I'm assuming this is your higher self. It's ego. So you can't get attached to ego. Is like the one who's like saying, oh shit, I am so powerful, I'm all powerful, I am the shit, I'm on top. If you start having those thoughts, you have to come back down, not even back down, but you have to come and ground yourself and say, okay, this is from ego. Ego is the one that's super happy about this. Ego is the one that feels like they're on the top of the world right now, which is fine. It's okay to validate yourself. But you still have to say, okay, am I validating myself because I know that I am truly a being who is deserving of this, who, you know, who can do these things? Or am I validating myself from a place of I am better than everyone else? I'm better than the next person. Once you figure that out, that's how you can stop losing sight, and you can start working on actively telling ego, like, it's okay to validate yourself, it's okay to have fun, but at the same time, keep it cute. Keep it very cute, ego. So I have another question where it's like, I want to share spiritual knowledge, but I don't know where to start or how to start. So I just gave you the cheat code on how to start. But where to start? Maybe social media and just posting it. That's what I've done. I was first and foremost, I was like an art account. Okay, and then as I kept going and I kept, you know, putting in work, or like, you know, I kept growing and I kept connecting with my spiritual side, I started to just share what I knew. I just started to listen to my inner calling, and I was like, okay, maybe other people want to learn what I'm saying, or maybe other people want to listen. And once you do start sharing, you can probably find, slowly but surely, but you're gonna find your family and your soul tribe who connects and resonates with the words that you're saying. So I highly recommend you guys just start sharing from a place of authenticity and not from a place of trying to grow and make sure that people hear you, like from ego. You share because you truly want people to know that this is what is happening for you. Here's a message for the new moon. Here's a message for this. Oh, this is what I had a dream about. Maybe somebody need to hear this in this moment. Oh, I just learned this lesson. Maybe other people need to know. Oh, I just learned a new manifestation technique. Maybe other people want to know. So like, do it from a place of bettering the community and bettering everybody as well as yourself, and not from a place of like, I just want to be seen, I just want to be heard, because it's going to come across. People are going to know it when you're authentic and when you're not, because you cannot fake it, especially when you're tapping in your spirituality and you're sharing this, because it's an energetic exchange. It's not just something you're doing, right? You're exchanging energy, and people want to sense what energy you're exchanging. So make sure it's an energy that you want to exchange. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope it resonates and it brings some clarity to you guys and help you start your journey on accumulating your spiritual gifts. So I do have a few affirmations that I do want to read for you guys that kind of help you down your path. So these affirmations will definitely help you in not only connecting with yourself, but gaining confidence in sharing your spiritual abilities and expressing it, and also connecting with your truest self. I do want to stress that one thing you definitely have to do is to be truly authentic. Come home to yourself and express yourself exactly how you would. Do not put on a mask. Do not be an imposter. Be your true self. So use these affirmations that's going to help you with that. So I speak my truth always with kindness and strength. I am a unique expression of the divine, and it is my duty to embody this energy every single day. As I continue to express and connect with my true self, I get closer to my higher self. So I hope these affirmations kind of help. Do say this to yourself every single morning in the mirror and watch a change happen to you. I do have more affirmations like these in my latest ebook called Affirmations and Journal Prompts for Expressing Your True Self. I highly recommend that ebook, especially if you're trying to connect with your spiritual gifts, because those journal prompts and those affirmations are going to put you in a space where you can start doing so, where you can express your gifts, when you can start working on it, because it's going to give you the confidence to be your true and highest self. So yeah, if you guys would like that ebook, it will be linked in the description box so you guys can check it out. And once again, I do want to thank you sincerely from staying till the end, if you did stay until the end. So make sure you guys follow me on all my socials. It's going to be linked in the description box. That way we can talk some more. I'll see my little angel fairies next time. Bye, my loves. Mwah.